My husband, 32, male, and I, 31, female, live in a modest 3-bed, 2-bath house. We don't have kids, so it's just the two of us and our dog. We've had the house for years now and have designated personal spots in the house. The biggest bedroom is our room, the medium-sized bedroom is a guest room, and my husband uses the dresser in it for his clothes. And the smallest of the bedrooms is my husband's room, a man cave, one may call it. We also have a sunroom, which for the most part has been dedicated as mine. It's a bit of a larger space and is our means to the backyard. We use it a lot for entertaining, but I took control of the decor and the vibe of the room. About a third of the room I have made into a little yoga/Pilates studio. I have plants everywhere and all of my equipment is coordinated to the decor. A great little zen spot if I do say so myself. And the other 2 or 3 of the room has a sofa and a table and the door to the backyard. My husband's family has a traveling Peloton bike. It's been with his parents, then to us, then with his brother, and now it's traveling back to us. I personally don't like it, but my husband thinks it's a good workout. Anyway, he says he's going to put it in the sunroom. I told him no and said he could put it in the guest room, his room, or the garage. He says that the sunroom has the most space for it, and it's the nicest room in the house, so it will be nice for him to work out in there. Now, for those of you who have seen a Peloton bike in person, they aren't the sleekest. It's big and clunky and black and one. Does not fit the bright, light natural sanctuary I made the room to be in too. The space he wants to put it in is awkwardly right in the middle of the room, blocking the path to the back door. And since we've had it before, I know what it looks like and the inconvenient space it takes up, which is part of the reason we gave it away the first time. It's not like I said he couldn't put it in the house at all. I gave him other option. So AITA for not letting my husband put a Peloton in our sunroom? Commenter asked why OOP's husband used the guest room dresser for his clothes? OP. He uses the dresser in the guest room because that's what he wanted to do. He had the option of putting a second dresser in the master, a dresser in his room, or using the guest room. He chose the guest room. And as for me decorating the room, was me elaborating on our dedicated spaces. He designed his man cave and picked the furniture in the guest room for that matter. I designed the sunroom and we did the rest of the house together. Comment 1. Info. Where was it before and why can't it go there again? OPLOL, it was in the guest room. He didn't like it in there, he wanted in the sunroom because he thought there was more space and he liked that he could crawl off the bike and almost immediately get fresh air in the backyard. At the time, I did not have my yoga/Pilates set up. We had a sitting area with the sofa, a chair, and a love seat. The table was on the other side of the room. I got rid of the chair and moved the love seat to the side of the room with the table. The bike sat in the middle of the room and it was a cord. I will add this was during COVID, so gyms were closed. We have 2 major gyms that we belong to walking distance to our house. When the gyms opened, we both were over having the bike in the room and passed it on. He also got annoyed with having to move it every time people came over. Comment 2, NTA. He has a room designated his man cave. Why can't it go in there? It sounds like you've divided the house. He has the man cave, you have the sunroom. Offer him to take the sunroom if you can have the man cave and switch the furniture. See what his reaction is then. Comment 3. NTA, this isn't about what's the best use of this room. It's about where are we allowed to have our own spaces. He's spread out to 2 other bedrooms. He even has an entire room to himself, the man cave. You want a space for communal living. That's having friends over and having a yoga space. Yoga is often a group activity. What it isn't is a giant black block that's for staring at a screen and blocking out the rest of the world. Update. For anyone who cares, he put the Peloton is in the sunroom. It is not in the middle of the room as it was before. He did put it in the corner, next to my Pilates equipment. I asked why he couldn't put it in his room and he said there was no room. I asked why he couldn't put it in the guest room and he said he would, but we need to clear stuff out first. That weekend I did a major clean out of the guest room, cleaning out things we didn't need and rearranging to make room for the Peloton. When I showed him the space for the bike, he said, "But it's workout equipment, it should go with the workout stuff." I explained, pointing to his man cave, "This is your space and the portion of the sunroom is my space. I don't put my things in your space and I would not like the bike in mine. He said, but you can use the Peloton. Now I'm not going to use it. I don't like it, and the principle of it being in the spot I didn't want it, I definitely won't use it. Is it petty? Yes. Am I proud? Also yes. To add, we recently got a new coffee table and we pushed the old one off to the side. I asked my husband to help me move it into the garage until we can find a way to dispose of it. He kept saying later, and 3 weeks later I decide I can do it myself. It was a bit large and heavy, but it's on wheels, so easy peasy. I may or may not have lost control of the coffee table around a corner and may or may not have put a tiny hole in the wall. There is no hard evidence that it was me, and thus the incident remains alleged. Anyways, given the recent event, I am on a slight probationary period of moving large objects myself. So now, friends, I stare at the Peloton in my space and debate if I try to move it myself. B. Suck it up and leave it where it is, or C. Set the house on fire, collect the insurance money, and never see the bike again. And for those who don't understand sarcasm, that was a joke. I'm obviously not going to leave it in the sunroom. Thank you to everyone who replied and became invested in my first world problem. It was very much appreciated. Top comments. Oh honey, the truly petty thing to do would be to move your Pilates equipment into the man cave.